Hello again. We are back for the second ever edition of the PrimeTime Parlay. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever and however you are listening or watching to us right now. A quick disclaimer off the top. We are not professional gamblers. Gamble at your own risk as always, and gamble responsibly. If you have a problem or know anybody who has a problem with gambling, please contact 1-800-GAMBLER. Again, we are not professional gamblers. We are doing this for fun. We are doing this for entertainment, and we are bringing you picks because we like to talk gambling here on Prime Time Parlay, presented by PrimeTime Productions. Boys, sorry for my tardiness there, but good to see the two of you. We have Brett Howard on the ones and twos, and we have the beautiful, the sensual, the man himself. It is stat guy Tommy Bennett at TJ Bennett with 3 T's 37 on platforms. How are we doing, boys? Specifically, stat guy Tommy.
I'm fantastic, dude. It actually feels really good to sit down here at my basement and have 3 different hockey games on TV right now. I'm just happy the break is over. It just feels good to watch hockey in full force. I'm very excited.
Brett, you're on the ones and twos. Yeah.
Yo. I'm alive and well today. I'm actually, it's funny. I was in my room last night and I said I was in my basement because it looked like a dungeon, but we in the man cave now. We got our bets in. We're ready to fucking make some money. And I think it's time to turn it over to our guest that we're bringing on, Pat.
Before we get to him, before we bring him in, let me just say something in general. I know, it's Bruins games night. A lot of people who subscribe and love this show, Bruins fans, Tom, Brett, yourself included. And I understand that. And this man that we're about to have on is not only one of the better gamblers, but one of the better handicappers that we have at PrimeTime Productions that has allowed us to have him on our show, for our brand to back his picks. He has allowed that, and he is signed on completely with at PTP Bets as his place to make his picks daily and show it to the world. And I am so thrilled to have this man on the podcast. I'm so used to a podcast on the daily live show. It's only the second episode, and we will have Professor's picks because it's the Professor of Puck. Bring him in. There he is.
Fellas, how we doing?
Good, man. Good. How are you?
In session. How we doing, brother?
Besides my daughter taking a nice dump in the bath during bath time tonight, I'm doing pretty good.
I can honestly say I have not had that experience yet. Knock on wood. I'm sorry that you had to deal with that. I imagine that was not fun.
No, it wasn't. But there's worse things in life. So we're past it, and here we are, live show. I really am excited about what you boys have started here, and I was even more fired up when you guys brought me on board to be a part of this. I'm excited for what's to come.
Heck yeah, dude.
Love it, man. And we're here. I mean, shout out Ian. He kind of started the trend with the dress up. Everybody seems looks nice. And we're
Casual Tuesdays, baby. Casual Tuesdays.
We're ready to just talk sports, man. And again, thank you so much for doing this because we haven't announced it. Well, maybe we'll announce it another day, but Professor Puck is going to be an integral part of the show. So if you are not following him, POP, that's what I affectionately call you.
Love it.
I think I have it up right here. But if you want to just shout out your socials and anything so people can follow you there, as well as obviously you post PTP bets every day, and we're grateful for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's at Professor of Puck on X, formerly known as Twitter. You can follow me there for daily picks. I know we've been talking. I'll be on the show a couple times a week, talking shop, talking gambling, because, that's really what I'm all about. I kind of specialize in hockey, and ironically, hockey's been my worst sport this year. I'll be honest. But
hockey's so hard to bet.
It's tough. I've been successful in the past, but for whatever reason, this year's been up and down.
Dude,
but college football,
you might have to start a hashtag fade POP pucks.
Might have to. The way my picks are going tonight too hasn't been off to a great start. But
I feel you.
But the only bet I'm worried about is the next one. Win the next one. But But it's specialize in all sports. College football is pretty good to me this year. I was up near 50 units. NFL around 30.
Your soccer bets, dude.
Do a little EPL,
yeah.
Oh yeah, EPL. I mean, I'm locked in with the EPL bets.
And I'm starting to dabble in some golf too, and
love it.
College basketball
nice.
with March Madness right around the corner.
Yeah, and we'll get into it. And I mean,
do you want me to pull the picks up for today, Pat?
Yeah,
I mean, I put on the graphic.
Have them there? I mean, do you?
Yeah. I'll pull them up so you guys can talk about them.
Yeah. Well, before we get into specific bets, I just wanted one more thing with Professor POP, as I call you. What is your experience with the gambling? I mean, when we're having people on, this is a new show. How long have you been doing it? How much? What is your main? I mean, hockey probably, I would imagine, is your main sport. But what have you been? What's worked for you? What hasn't worked for you? And just kind of get into your gambling background before we move forward, just for the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'd be happy to. So, honestly, been gambling for about 10 years now. It's.
Nice.
It's not the best habit. I'll be honest with you. You got to be smart about it. And believe me, I learned that the hard way when I was a young gun. Just kind of would just throw money aimlessly at any bet that I liked, and I learned the hard way that that's not the best option, because then you lose your shirt, and then you're using your paycheck to pay the bookie. But just. So I've learned a lot over the years. I think it just kind of came with my passion for sports, and then throw the gambling side of it in, and watching sports, making money on top of it. I mean, you really can't beat that. But I've learned a lot, and I'm happy to share what I've learned throughout the years, the good and the bad, with you guys and with the listeners as well.
So and I bring that up before we dive deep into the picks we have. I bring that up because I've been gambling for a little bit, but legally, only a little bit recently. And I think I'm kind of in a similar boat where I'm learning more as I go, and I'm learning not to just throw this, the other thing. And Tom, Stack Guy Tom, he kind of is also new to the gambling sphere, and I'm wondering, Tom, what your thoughts on, since we started the dry ice, since we've all this, and you seem to be picking it up very quickly and very well. So I'm just interested.
I've sometimes you can go with your gut. As I said earlier, hockey is so hard to bet, because I'll just go to the pick we made right before the All-Star break. It's we picked, I forgot what game it was. I think it was the Oilers and Blackhawks, and I saw Mrazek was in net, and I was like, I don't think this is going to hit now, because he's played really well. But it's you think Chicago sucks, so it's you want that over. And it's just, at this point, it's I don't know, kind of after going through the stats and the analytics and stuff, you can kind of make smarter picks, instead of just chucking money, for the sake of chucking money. I'm excited to learn too from Professor Puck, because he's been doing it a lot longer, so it'd be nice just to pick his brain too on how he makes his picks and why, and that's going to be the fun part about talking about our picks, because it's interesting, and you'll get a perspective of his angle on a pick, and maybe it'll allow you to make better picks in the future.
And class is in session, Brett. Class is in session. Professor of Puck.
That didn't take long.
Professor's picks, our picks. I think it's going to show up right underneath there in a second. and we'll just talk some shop, boys. Let's again shout out Professor Puck being on the. He's going to be a fixture for sure. Oh, here we go. We got some graphics going on here. I have mine. I guess I had a couple of different ones. So I wasn't able to get the dry ice article up, which I'm pissed about, but I was also upset because we went 0-3 yesterday. And
Hey,
we have our dry ice
Kennedy
pick,
hit.
which is we won't talk about that. Avalanche, Devils over 6, and then Bruins money line. I parlayed them myself. Again, we are not gambling experts. We're not professional. We're not paid to gamble. This is all just having fun and throwing picks out there. But I also threw in a couple of other ones myself. I kind of dabble in a lot of things, and I noticed that about you, Professor of Puck, that you're starting to dip your toes into different avenues. And I feel like I'm trying to just branch out and see what sticks, see what works, right? I mean, you have your record for everything, which you keep track of. Tom, me and you, we keep track of our NHL picks. And going forward, we're going to track them on the PTP, the PrimeTime Parlay. And again, if anybody's in the chat and wants to throw a pick in, by all means, throw it out at this point. You're ready to roll. But we have college basketball tonight. We have NBA, and then we have golf coming up. So I'm interested if either one of you guys want to just throw out whatever you got. There it is. Perfect.
I mean, it don't matter. Whoever wants to start. I mean, you know what?
Yeah,
we're gonna go to our guest.
Yeah, Puck. Why don't you speak through, as your games are going on right now, the thought process behind some of your bets?
Yeah, I mean, it's easier said than done now that the games have started and some of them aren't going my way, but I can definitely tell you about my thought process beforehand earlier today. So I had 3 picks. My play of the day for hockey was Bruins 3-way, and for anyone unfamiliar with that, it's probably not the 3-way that you're thinking of. What that means is the Bruins have to win within 60 minutes within regulation. So for that option, you could pick Bruins money line. You could pick their opponent money line. You could also pick draw, which it's a common bet in soccer. But that's just what 3-way means. The odds are less because if it goes to overtime, it's a loser. Even if they win no time, it does not pay out. So I had Bruins 3-way. My kind of thought process there is that Bruins have been a wagon this year, especially at home. I saw Swayman was confirmed in net. Obviously, he was an all-star this year. They typically play well around him. Bruins, for the most part, fully healthy, minus, I think, Patra. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but I saw he was scratched tonight. And then just looking at a team like the Calgary Flames, they've just been kind of mediocre at best. And I thought, them on the road coming into Boston would be a tough place for them to pick up a win tonight. But with all that said, the Flames are up 2-0 in the first period right now. So not exactly what I thought was going to happen, but hey, there's a lot of hockey left to play here.
A lot of hockey left to play, exactly. And then, I mean, you had Bruins, and then Jets, obviously, money line, Avalanche, money line. And so one thing I just want to ask you, my friend, you're not afraid to lay some money down on these, like, for people that don't know, when it says minus, 120, you got to put a little extra juice behind that to make more money, or you can just do your regular unit and make a little less than your unit, and that's totally fine. I'm just interested as a gambler myself and still learning, because you picked a couple of favorites there. Am I wrong? Am I right?
Yeah, so Bruins were priced around minus 125 on the 3-way. Jets were basically a pick 'em. They were minus 110, and then the Avs were minus 115. So, yeah, I'm not afraid to lay a little juice. If I think it's a good bet, I'm gonna roll with it. But I typically don't like to go above like minus 150 at the most, because I think anything higher than that, the payout isn't worth it when you look at the risk. And I like to mix it up. I like to throw in some underdogs in there too to kind of balance things out, because if you're only going with heavy favorites, you got to win a lot more than you lose to make a profit off that. So yeah, tonight was a little on the chalky side, but typically I'll have an underdog or two in my picks as well.
No, I love that. And I think that as we do this show, these terms, and I'm going to keep learning, because like laying a little juice means you got to pay a little bit more on these bets to win a little bit. And that's kind of like, at least to my knowledge, is kind of what that means there. And Tommy, why don't we get into, because I know Brett's there. I mean, look at that. He's looking at,
man,
he's got a couple of things. I like it. I like Brett's Homer -1.5 and the under 5.5. I like the Golden Knights money line, and then I see the Bucks NBA, correct?
Yep.
There, and then Tommy, you got Canucks, and I'm interested more in this Bouchard over 0.5 assists. Can you explain the thought process behind that?
Bouchard is a wagon this year, dude. And he plays on the power play, and the power play is like red hot. I think Edmonton's going to come in motivated, because if they win tonight, they tie the record. So I just can kind of see him. And plus, I think that was at like plus 125, and I figured that's kind of like a shoe-in. I feel like a shoe-in bet. Devils Avalanche over 6.5 is probably going to happen. They've scored 2 goals in the opening minute and a half this game.
Love that.
And Vitek Vanacek is like statistically the second worst goalie in hockey, and Colorado's riding their 4th string backup. So that just seems like a shoe-in, I feel like. And Canucks money line is just a hunch. They had the plus, so I was like, I can kind of see them squeaking one out in Carolina. Last I looked, Carolina's up, but
actually tied after one now. Vancouver got one. Lindholm, the new addition, Lindholm scored for them.
All right.
Oh wow! See, and that's why I was looking at that, because when we did the first show, that broke on the air. Or no, sorry, that wasn't the first show. That was our first meet. We were in a meeting in the Lindholm.
Oh yeah, the Lindholm trade. I rode that too, Tommy. I rode that too. The moneyline Canucks. I was with you on that.
Also, like Kochekov's first game back since a concussion. The last couple of games Carolina's played, they've played well, but they've done things that, they're dominating some games in terms of possession, but there's there's flaws in their game to where I feel like they're definitely beatable. So I feel like Canucks money line was a safe pick, kind of like Brett going plus 100 yesterday on BU. I mean, that was a smart pick.
Oh, what a pick! One of the only 2 we hit yesterday. So again,
Shout out to all the fucking BC haters out there. I don't have a team. I just thought it was hilarious, everyone coming at me. I was like, bro, I saw a statistic after we got off, and it was like BC in game 1 of the Bean Pod is 1-6 in the past 7 years. And BU, not ranked number 1 in the country, is undefeated right this year. So I was like, come on, dude. I
love that, man. See, that's what you need to – and look – statistics and stuff like that.
It helps to make bets, though. It definitely helps.
Correct. Exactly. Like you can't always rely on them, but it's nice to have. And sometimes it does take the gut. Sometimes it takes the heart. A lot of times it takes the brain. And I'll just say for me, Oilers Vegas. I mean, they're over the top.
That's a bold pick.
They're both over top of the half of over teams, and the Oilers seem to just be it's cooled down a little bit going into the All-Star break, but with a little bit of rest, come on. I mean, I know McDavid, what? So we were talking about the All-Star break.
I don't feel good about that one.
Hey,
I don't feel good about that one. Like, unless Vegas's goalie absolutely shits the bed, I have no idea, because the Oilers have allowed 2 or fewer goals.
Yeah, I saw that pick.
All but out of their 16 games, they've allowed more than 2 goals just like once or twice, and that was the beginning of the win streak.
Dude, I saw that pick too, and I was like, let's play the villain tonight, dude. Like last night. I'm going Golden Knights fucking money line. I want to see this streak end, dude.
No.
They got a lot of injuries too, though. No Theodore, no Carlson, no Eichel. It's gonna be tough.
Just as a complete gambler, sometimes the picks you hate the most are the ones that you need to bet. Yeah. Knicks, I'll be honest, I generally have been betting Knicks spreads all year, and it's been pretty profitable. I don't have the numbers on it, but I personally bet Nick's spread, and it hits more times than not. And Rutgers, I am a now affiliated with Rutgers human being, so I've been taking them, and they've also been profitable. It's been probably more like the 50% range, but I'll take those odds. And I had a couple other ones. I'll just run through them really quick because I'm getting the.
You want to put them on the parlay?
The man is telling me I got to get out of here soon.
Read those out quick, and then everybody give me your parlay, and I'll put it up on the give me your parlay now, so I can put it on the ticker. You three give me your picks, and then as the ticker's rolling and we're wrapping up, you can say the rest of your picks, Pat.
Love it.
All right, I got my parlay pick. Professor Puck, what's your parlay pick?
Yeah, Professor Puck.
All my picks have started, but I'll give us one for the parlay. Looking at the lone night game tonight, I'll take William Karlsson over 0.5 point.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
I like it. I'm going to go really bold. I'm going Leon Draisaitl over 1.5.
And that's for...
It's for the Oilers Vegas game. That thing's set at plus 150.
It was over 1.5. What? Sorry, Tommy.
Points. Over 1.5 points.
I just looked at it. It's not on my list, but should I just throw? You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna be weird. We're throwing the over 6 in that part. That's my best bet. The Oilers Vegas over 6.
That goes with our picks.
Let's throw that.
We need goals. We need points.
Too. So can you guys say that one more time?
So I got William Karlsson over 0.5 point.
Karlsson over 0.5.
And I got Leon Draisaitl over 1.5 points.
Karlsson over 0.5. I wonder if they'll even let me do this. Karlsson over 0.5.
1.5.
Oh, 1.5. Over 1.5 points?
Yeah, I'm going bold.
Oh man.
I'm going multi-point game for the angry Leon Draisaitl.
I'm wondering if it's gonna let me
Yeah, you should be able to do a same game parlay.
And then what about the
you went Vegas
over 6, right?
Over 6.
That. Okay. This is horrible. There it is. And what was the other one? Sorry. Oh, Draisaitl over 1.5. Professor Puck, what was yours again?
William Karlsson.
It's on the
Karlsson
ticker.
over 0.5 point.
Karlsson over, okay. Sorry, boys. I'll be better next time. Mike Karlsson. Bang. I got 370. 370 right now.
Sweet.
Plus 370 right now. That is that's DraftKings again. If you have a gambling problem, we're not professionals. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, boys. Well, if anybody has anything else, I'll run through the picks I had real quick.
That's it. All my picks were sent to. We're on that graphic.
I want to give out my college basketball. BYU, Oklahoma over 150.5. Houston -20. Indiana money line. Iowa State and Texas over 139. I got it before it moved. It moved to like 144.5. So I like it at 139. Knicks -14.5, obviously. Max Homa to win the Waste Management Open plus 1,600. And I also have Jordan Spieth. Spieth top 5 plus 400, and Scotty Scheffler top 5 plus 130. So those are my picks for today. Obviously, the Waste Management starts Thursday. I may have more. And Puck, you might be you're going to be joining us on Thursday.
Yes, sir. I got some Waste Management picks too. I can throw those out now because I think
bring it
Thursday morning.
I'm being tugged, but for you we can do it.
All right. I got Justin Thomas top 10 plus 130, Minwoo Lee top 20 plus 140, and Saif Theegala top 20 plus 165.
Love it.
And I will have those POP. If you could send me those after this, I will put them all on a graphic for everybody, so they will be up tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
Well, boys, thank you so much, Professor Puck. It was good to have you on. You're going to be a fixture
Pat,
for those
32 seconds over this time. Pretty good. Pretty good on the
man. Oh man, I'm getting killed. I'm getting killed. All right. Well, we love you. Gamble responsibly. PrimeTime Productions, PrimeTime Pods, PTP Bets.
What time are we back tomorrow? Do we know yet?
7:30.
7:30.
7:30. Okay, cool. See everybody at 7:30. Thanks for joining us, POP. We'll see you on the timeline, brother.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace, boys.